Welcome back to Morning Live. In studio, I'm joined by Monica Wari from the Kenya Revenue Authority, and the discussion, as I told you earlier, is all about filing your tax returns. Many people wait until the 11th hour to rush. Sometimes the systems are kind of overwhelmed by the numbers, but still, I think this is the time. We are actually towards the end of the month, 28th. The deadline is actually the end of this month, and I believe that you are aware that indeed the repercussions of not filing your returns means that you're going to be fined and all those things. But still, the nitty-gritties, the big questions you want to ask Monica right now in studio is all about you can approach it, because so many people are struggling to do this. So the question is, Monica, first of all, good morning.
Morning.
Why are people struggling to file these things?
I don't know, maybe it's lack of awareness.
Okay.
Because it's a very easy process. When you just understand it, it becomes very, very easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So, you know, by the time we talk about what's the work of Kenya Revenue Authority, those are the generic questions, of course, a class 3 student, class 4 will know about, but still now, for the purposes of just our discussion, KRA, what's your mandate?
The mandate of KRA is to collect revenue according to the laws of Kenya. So there are various laws that govern this collection of tax. There is a VAT Act, there is the Income Tax Act, Excise Act. So the work of KRA is to collect tax based on these laws.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you know, there's so many people who took their pins a long time ago, and they are into some other activities that are not related in income in any way. But now, you know, when you say filing nil returns. So what is filing nil returns? Who can actually file nil returns and all these things?
Let's just start with explaining what a return is.
Yeah.
So a return is a declaration of your income affairs for the past year of income. So like right now we are declaring our income from January to December 2018. So as you declare, if you don't have any income to declare, then you file a nil return.
Yeah.
Yes. So if you're a student, let's say a student, or maybe you're just looking for work, but maybe you needed the PIN number to get a help loan, to open an account, then those are the people who can file nil return.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, repercussions of not filing nil returns?
The penalty is the same, 2,000 for individuals and 20,000 for companies.
Wow, interesting. Yeah. So, looking at even at the rush, you know, we're used to 11th hour rush, where by cyber cafes they even charge for you to be helped. Now, there's a procedure. When you talk about a procedure, there's that situation whereby you understand that indeed I've lost my password. After actually losing my password, there's a process, of course, getting your password back. But still, give us the process, because at the end of the day, you know, a layman is actually watching right now and is so concerned about the process. So
let's start with the registration process. Let's say you want to get a PIN. You just pick your ID number, and to the one you use, your ID number and your date of birth. That will be the one you use to get into the system on itax.kra.go.ke. So when you get it, when you enter your ID number and your date of birth, it will pull your other details. So you fill it's an Excel form. When you fill the form and submit it, then a PIN will be issued to your email address. You have to have access to that email address, because that's where your password will be sent.
Okay.
Yeah. And in case you forget your password, then that email address is the same address where the new password will be sent.
Okay.
Just like Gmail, when you want to reset your password, then
What if you want to change your email address itself?
You can change it.
Okay.
You can edit. When you get you know, your iTax profile is your link between you and KRA.
Yeah.
So everything that you want to do there, you can request. If it's a change of address, you can change it there. If it's a PIN email address, you can change it from there. And also we have a call center where you can call
and can be helped.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Now, when people are asked about their spouse's income, sometimes it's so difficult to know how much your spouse actually earns, and people kind of just give a rough figure just to move on to the next category. Now, are you know, at the end of the day, not everyone actually knows the spouse's income. Not actually, they say it's actually 60%. No, but looking at the 40%, do you think it's wise just to give any figure and then move on?
You see, you don't have to even file your account with your spouse. They're just spouses who decide to combine their income and file one return, and that's why that provision is there. But on a normal day basis, you can, as a married person, you can file your returns separately or opt to file together. Yes.
Okay. Now, for the consultants out there watching, you know, the withholding tax, you know, that's something that has actually been of a debate. Now, the person giving you a certificate, withholding certificate, does he or maybe the entity, do they kind of just file it for you, or you have to sort out yourself?
You know, to understand this, let me just explain the concept of withholding tax.
Yeah.
So withholding tax is just a means of tax collection where a small portion of the tax you're supposed to pay is deducted by the person paying you.
Yeah.
So they'll pay it on your behalf. Paying it on your behalf means it will go as a credit in your iTax ledger. So the next time you come to file your return, it will be a credit that will reduce the amount of tax you're supposed to pay. If you're supposed to pay 10,000 and you had already been deducted 5,000, you pay 5,000.
Okay.
So you will have to file your return at the end of the tax period and claim that credit that was already paid before.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, as I mentioned earlier, you know, Kenyans love 11th hour rush. You know very well how Duma number thing went. The rush was actually out of this world. But now we are on, it's 28th, is it? Now, in the next few days, this thing will actually be closed. How are your systems? Because that's when now people start complaining. Oh, KRA system is not actually responding. Oh, it's kind of now, kind of logged me out.
Yeah.
Are you prepared for this?
Yes, we are, because last year we had an issue with one-time password, where the emails were bouncing back because it's a password that you need to verify your email. And now that has been rectified. And also we have retired other activities on iTax. So that during this period, there's nothing except filing of returns, nothing much is happening inside the system. And so also the capacities of the system have been enhanced over time to just accommodate this. Yes.
Now, some people don't understand the format at which you have to attach your P9 form, whereby there's a macro there's a macro format whereby it's compulsory, you just have to operate with that format. But some computers, goodness, some people haven't installed such softwares. So they're wondering, why is it not opening? Maybe your advice for such people.
Yeah, you see, you don't have to attach your P9. Your P9 is just the record. It shows from Jan to December, this is what I was paid, and this was the tax that was deducted. And so you use that to fill, you hold it here, and then you fill the return. But now when you download that Excel sheet, you have to go to Options, Trust Center, Enable Macros. I think most Excels from 2007 have macros.
So some people complain it's a software issue. Some people complain because now the macros thing. Maybe you can expand more on that, because now the format, is it user friendly? Because people are feeling like, give us one word, we move on in their lives. You see, it's Excel because it has formulas. So it has to calculate, like it calculates for you. So all you have to enter is enter your figures, and then it does the maths for you. So that's the part that why it's using Excel. And also this macro, it's just it's an Excel functionality. So when you go to Trust Center settings, you enable all macros. You just it's just somewhere that you tick, and then now you download the return, and it's going to open everything. Now let's talk about refunds. You know, at some point you will calculate, and then you're told you are overtaxed, and this is the amount that will deposit in your account. Goodness, we've been waiting for such money like since 2000 or whatever. It's like, what's happened? Where's our money?
You know, with refunds, just because a negative appears there doesn't mean that it's a legit.
Or maybe what you do, for some of the guys who won't file, you actually deduct that fine from the refund. What do you think about that? Anyway, you're exploring that.
So, like, a refund may arise from different scenarios. And so these scenarios have to be verified, because now the government cannot just refund you money that without doing checks. And also this money comes from Treasury. So it's a long process. It's not that it's not KRA that is holding the money. So it has to go through a lengthy process, and it has to be proven to be legitimate. Yes. And so, and for a refund, you have to apply for it.
But no one gets.
Yeah.
No one gets her. Are people
Some
being
people
paid?
get,
Some.
yes.
Why some?
Some, you see, you'll be asked to provide records to support this.
Okay.
So
Wow.
if you provide these records
Yeah.
as adequately as they are required, then the refund will be paid.
Do they call people to provide records, or someone has to take them, like maybe him or herself personally, or
We send emails.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Is it selective? Because I still, you guys owe me money because I've never received such an email.
Have you applied for the refund?
I did. Okay, now sorry for that.
But you can follow it up.
Okay,
yeah.
no problem. Just a sample for to many other guys who are really
Yeah.
questioning that refund thing. Now, in fact, even on the refund, you guys actually ask to provide our account numbers. We provide, but now you wait for even a notification of a credit, zero. But still, let's even talk about now. You see, at the end of the day, you know. Everyone has to be taxed for this country to develop in one way or another. But being the custodians of this humongous amount of money, yes, you're speaking on behalf of KRA. Do you think also, as much as Kenyans are struggling to file all these things, you guys deep down going to businesses who sometimes the culprits who, in fact, research shows that the people who don't even pay taxes, the business, it's something that has been kind of on the Kenyans' radar because they are concerned about businesses. Yes, we have permits, City Council of Kenya, all those things, but you know what I'm talking about. Even the VATs, all those things, like guys are not even paying the taxes.
You see now we do compliance. Yeah? Kenya works on a self-assessment system. Self-assessment means you assess yourself, you file your return, and then KRA will later analyze these returns and see, using some risk factors, we'll choose who to verify.
Okay.
So we do compliance checks, and I think right now the awareness has gone up. So people are starting to pay tax. People are starting to understand, what is this tax about? How do I pay it? And even the government and associations are working together to come up with ways of taxing. You know, there are various, what can you call them? Like Juakali sector, we have to work with them to come up with a way that suits the nature of their business. Okay. And so that is something that is happening and continues to happen. Okay. Yes.
Okay. Now, for the landlords, also they have their own side of filing returns, but also we are told that the people, how will you know I'm a landlord?
Well, you see, you won't be able to hide a house.
Okay.
So we do send staff around to just do block management. So where they collect data from the field, they collect the number of units, and then now we come back to the office, analyze it, and see if somebody is paying tax or not.
There must be a loophole over there. I still have, but I'll skip that because there's a loophole over there, because I'm seated here, Monica is seated over there. I work with the KRA, but I want to know if you're a landlady or I'm a landlord. But you see, the people in the field have never even reached me, but still, story for another day. Now, let's look at giveaways. You know, when you talk about amount of payee, because now we're having some entities in this country where they give guys consultancy contracts to avoid the payee. You know what I'm talking about. Because they want to save also money from you guys, because now at the end of the day they don't want so much money to go to KRA. Sometimes they give their people via check. But now, consultancy contract means that this person has to be in the vicinity of that environment for like maybe 2-3 days, but they're working there full time. So do you trace all these things? Because it's happening so much in this country.
Yeah, and there is a clear guideline on that, that there's where you treat an employee as a consultancy. And that the liability will actually fall on this employer. Because let's say we will check, when does this person get to time? Is it an 8 to 5? Do they have to sign a register? Do they have a desk where they sit? Do they have to, do they issue this person with an invoice? Because if I'm a consultant, then for you to pay me, I have to issue you a fee note. So if that is not there, then we will say that you have been treating this person as a consultancy, whereas they're an employee. And that tax, we can demand it from this employer.
Now, let's talk about still back to filing returns. You know, we have farmers, and we have, of course, the SMEs. All those people, at some point, they need to pay tax. Now, Mama Mboga out there who earns this little money from the neighboring surroundings, thing. I understand she's taxed in so many ways, but still, Mama Mboga has a PIN.
Yeah.
And the awareness, how are you trying to make sure that even the public knows about this? Because at the end of the day, when you go deep down in the Kisii villages, in the Nyeri, Karatina villages, where Mombasa, all over the country, deep down those villages, they can't access these centers. Cyber cafe, Wi-Fi, everything. These amenities just to improve their lives.
Yeah.
How do you know they exist actually?
We have offices all over Kenya, in every, in all major towns, not just major towns, in almost everywhere right now. And also, KRA services are free in all Huduma centers and even in KRA offices. And in this KRA offices, we hold seminars. We invite these traders and we train them. Even here in Times Tower, we invite them and we train them. We also go to their organizations. We go to visit them. We are really focusing on creating that awareness. And so, like for the Mama Mboga, there's a tax called presumptive tax, which is 15% of the license fee. So if she's paying the license fee to the county government, let's say of 10,000 per year, she'll pay tax on 15% of that.
She'll have to file?
That will be like a final tax.
That's it.
Yes.
So they're exempted from all these hassles. Now, let's talk about even the procedure, because now I have my P9 form here, and I've been employed from January to, for example, March. So do I still have to file?
Yes, you still have to file, because the year runs from January to December.
Yeah, sure.
You will file for those months that you are in employment. Yes.
All right. Now, if you're able, by the way, of course, I've logged in my password. I'm now in the site. Yes, I've actually gone to the link itself. I've actually clicked over there, and now the thing is, I need to start the process. Maybe if you are able to give us the process, because someone right now is watching, maybe has logged in and is waiting for you to explain. Now, has the P9 form, everything is actually detailed over there. Maybe can you give us just a sequence of how we can actually just make sure this thing is seamless and doesn't look so complicated? Yeah.
You have to have your PIN number.
Absolutely.
Yes. And a password. So if you don't have a password, the first step is to reset that password. And resetting the password is saying forgot password. When you go to KRA web, you enter your PIN number, you say forgot password, send an email directly to your email address, and then you get a password. You get a new password, log in. When you log in, there are many tabs there, but there is return. Go to click file return. If it's a nil return, you just need to click file nil return. If it's another return and you have things to declare, you go to file return. When you click file return, it will bring you another screen where you have to choose the period, then download that Excel sheet and fill up the details. So that's
it.
That's it, but just know that
now,
right now it can be last minute. So if you've never done it before, we are working from 7 to 9, and even on 29th and 30th up to 12. So you can come to any KRA office
up to 12.
And help. Yes.
So you've extended to 12.
Time. Not no.
I was wondering.
Working hours.
News,
Working hours. Yes.
Working hours.
Yes,
I thought you've extended to 12 of July.
No.
Anyway, so as you're winding up this conversation, when you talk about repercussions, because the thing is people fear fines. So how do you guys stress and fine people? Because now my payroll is so independent. So how will you actually communicate with my payroll and they can fine me?
A fine goes to your iTax account. So it does not, you're not fined from the employer side. This, as I said, your iTax profile is your link between you and KRA. So the system is put in a way that on 30th June, on 1st of July, that is June midnight, it just
automatically shuts down.
No, if you come in later and try to file the return, you'll be late.
It'll be late.
The system has been, those things have been put in the system. The fines have been put in the system.
So how will you find me? How will you get the money from me?
the money, you can get an email that's where we can demand that tax, or maybe you want a tax compliance certificate, and then we'll tell you you didn't file this return and you also have these penalties. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. So guys have to bring themselves to KRA and find this is interesting. So a question from my director Oraro and Brenda Kemei. Why is the employment that is on the while you're filing, there's something deactivated ITR? Yeah, that was actually ITR employment. ITR employment.
Employment income only.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yes, it's not deactivated. I think it's active, because that's for if you're employed and your employer has been remitting the money, all your credits are with us.
Okay.
So all you need to do is click on that return, and you'll be able to just verify using your PIN. You'll be able to verify that the information is correct and validate.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know you guys are wired to the CBK directly. Is our money safe?
CBK. No.
Anyway, thank you so much, Monica Wari, for coming today. Really appreciate. And for guys who haven't filed their returns, it's an easy thing. So just go over there and just follow the process as she said. And trust me, you'll be out of trouble, because one day when this guy send the mail, they'll actually follow you up to where you're living. They'll actually knock on your door to pay your fine. So thank you so much for coming, Monica. We really appreciate your sentiments. So deadline is actually on the 30th.
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay, so go, of course, file your returns. We'll take a short break. When we come back, it's all about the medicinal world, whereby we'll be talking about, of course, recently, the day was put aside for the issue of drug trafficking, drug abuse, and we'll be looking at the family angle also. And something very interesting is Dr. Samrat Sa, a consultant, internal, that is from medicine, Medihealth consultant, will be coming into studio, talk to us more about that. So stay tuned to Morning Live.